Okay, this is for those that make a lot of media queries. Let's get into this. So I have this layout here in Chrome that we have to change this guy to snap down there, or for on mobile, and then we have it when we get it to a larger screen. So here, if you're familiar, I'm sure, with creating media queries, you have the different min widths that you can set. I'm using standard ones from Material. I have this max width it's a little bit less than the min width here, so this is going larger. Anything smaller than that, it'll do that. Typically, you would have by default nothing needed for the media query. So any mobile, any small devices, it'll default to those things, and then you go up from there. The problem here is we have a bunch of media queries throughout this document, but we want to standardize this through our whole project. And I created this cool Mixin to be able to standardize those, so you don't have to do an @media every time. This Mixin file, it's just an @Mixin BP, and then you can pass in a value. So it's just going to be a string value, or and we don't put quotes around it. These ones will do this lookup for all these different values. So we have different ones from Material. Has an SM, it has an MG, an LG, XL. So these 1440, 905, and 600 are basically the ones from Material. And then I kind of added some extra ones. And basically what it does, it'll do a lookup on that. So your point that you pass through the Mixin, it'll do that lookup. It'll add a media query, just like we have here in this file. And then it'll put in that breakpoint, whatever it matches that point. It will put our media query with this string, whichever one we're referencing, and then it wraps it with whatever content is inside of that. You can be sure that that's getting generated. Back on our file, instead of using @media for our media query, we can use @include BP and then MD. That way it will pull in that media query from our Mixin, and it'll put everything inside of that in the content for our media query, and it works just the same, but now we've standardized it with this other Mixin. And then for our max width one, we wanted to use the other breakpoint, the MD max, and it would do that max value. And you can set whatever breakpoints you want. I hope you find some good use out of it. Thanks for watching.